Hello everybody, welcome to a reality of an avid gamer. My name is DEDMan as always, and today I'm going to be talking about Crisis Core. Now, Crisis Core is one of those things that I just know I'm going to love. It is consistently one of my favorite games of all time. And this remake so far has not changed a single bit of that. As a matter of fact, I am about 4 hours in at the time of recording this. And save for some of the voices being different because they recast some of the characters, it is exactly the same as the original game. And not even in a Final Fantasy VII remake of, oh yeah, it's the same thing, but we just tweaked it a little bit. Like, it is literally the exact same thing, down to all of the lines, which makes me feel even better that this is a full-blown remaster rather than a remake, or even them going back and changing anything. Now, that is all very subject to change as I get further and further into the game, but it seems very much like they are going to keep it exactly the same, just upscaling everything, which is amazing, to be perfectly honest. So I only have a handful of things to talk about right now, and I already mentioned one of them. Zack and Sephiroth's voice actors don't really do anything for me. Now, Sephiroth is the same one that was in Remake, and I rather liked him in Remake, so I don't know if this is pre-Insanity Sephiroth that I'm hearing, and that's what I'm not liking about it, or if he's just using a different tone because it's in the past, or I don't know exactly what it is. I'll have to wait until I finish the game, until I get towards the end, or right around when he turns insane, to see if that changes for me. Zack's, on the other hand, I'm not going to say the current voice actor, and forgive me, I don't know his name off the top of my head. I don't think he does a bad job at all. I am saying this merely as somebody who is a diehard fan of the original game. Rick Gomez is my Zack. And this isn't even a Helena Taylor situation, so I don't know why the fuck Square didn't recast the original voice actors. That is just my little nitpicking thing. He's okay as Zack. He's doing a fine enough job, but it almost feels like he's trying too hard to emulate Rick Gomez and Zack. And to me, that's just kind of sad that we're not getting the iconic voice actor for him, because the voice just fits so perfectly. And this new guy is just not really doing a whole lot for me. But beyond that, the gameplay is phenomenal. Instead of cycling through every single one of your commands are instead set on, it's a shortcut menu. So you're going to hold your L1 or left bumper, and then from there choose one of your face buttons, and then launch off one of your special attacks, rather than having to cycle through it with the shoulder buttons. And then your items have their own separate menu that just work like that. Now, I've tweaked my controls a little bit because, thankfully, controller remapping is the thing on here. So mine are set up a little bit different, but I really like the way that this has gone, because it's just... It's one of those things where you love something for so long, and then you hear about this amazing thing that's being done with it, and then it worries you that somebody's going to fuck it up somewhere. And I have been proven wrong with this. It's not messed up at all. It is very much a perfect recreation of the original game. Actually in the same vein as the Spyro remasters, which actually those can be considered full-blown remakes. And I guess you could consider this a remake too, since it is built from the ground up. What with the new engine, and with the new voice acting, and even the bits that weren't voice acted before gets voice acting now, and that's all really awesome. So beyond the voice acting, and there's a couple of visual nitpicks I have. So in the original, when your digital mind wave was rolling down, it had lines hooked up into your health, your magic, and your AP, your action points. And it looked like the digital mind wave was feeding itself into those elements. And while granted they still do that, there's not like a physical representation of it doing that, and that kind of bums me out a little bit. And then the other thing is, like, when you open the menu, it just does a little flashy thing and the menu opens, rather than like in the original where it like slammed shut and then open, like you were, I don't know, accessing your phone or something, which I guess is probably what it would have been trying to emulate. It's just a little visual thing that I'm not really disliking, but not really liking either. Like I said, it's just one of those things that as a hardcore fan, I'm gonna nitpick it. But as far as the overall presentation and the gameplay, it is phenomenal. I am very much loving that after... when did this come out? 2002. So after... not 2002, 2007. After like 15 years, I get to replay one of my favorite games of all time, but on my PS5 now. And it's just... I love it. I love that I get to have this kind of experience with one of my favorite games. Anyway, that's going to be it for the reality section. I will be back in probably another week or two or so for the finale. I have my end of the year videos coming up, so I'm not sure when exactly all of that is going to be posted. But I will do my best to get all of this out ASAP because I love Crisis Core, and I want to talk about it. Anyway, that's going to be it for this one. Thank you for watching. Try not to die up there.